Go on then.
I'm pretty sure I just said curry up.
Curry up.
Right.
You don't pay day you get.
No, it's not funny anymore.
No, sorry.
Joke's gone.
That's a Patreon
Hello.
exclusive. Funny.
Welcome to What's the Buttons. You're here with me, Steph. And Reese.
Hello. I'm here. Here we go. Shall we delve straight into it?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Right, should we delve straight into it?
Yeah, go for it. PS5 Pro.
What about it? Tell us. Could you be professional, please?
Sorry,
Right,
I'm trying.
Hold it together.
Said
The
that about your
PS5
face moving. Hold it together.
Come on now.
PS5 Pro, mega expensive. No, because the giggles. This is not good. It's not. PS5 Pro, 700 bones.
Ooh. Oh no. Right. That's expensive. In this economy, not sure how I'm going to swing it. What do you get for your money?
You're killing me. You're killing me.
Come on. You can do it.
I'm trying. 700 quid. You get a PS5 that looks like an accordion. Sorry. Sorry. The fucking string. These fucking.
Why does it look like an accordion?
I can't wait to get our own place where we can set this up so these fucking wires aren't in the way. Jesus Christ. Because it's got a weird weird stripes going through it.
Oh.
Like an accordion. Let me find a fucking picture of it.
Sorry, no phones, please.
It's pathetic. No, I need to find you a picture of it.
Okay. And is it still black and white?
Yes. Right, here it is. Look,
Oh, okay.
weird little lines
Is it
in
slimmer?
it. I'll tell you, yes, it is slimmer, and I'll tell you for why. I'll tell you for why it's slimmer.
Tell me.
It's because, oh god, this is going to be a long,
Long, hard road.
long. Sorry.
Long.
No, it's ridiculous. If this makes it in, of course it is. I'm not going to cut any of this.
We
out.
don't edit.
No. It's all digital. It's because we haven't had breakfast.
I need
There's
a
nothing in
poo.
here. There's nothing in here.
So, so it's slim and it's digital, but you can put a disc drive on it. And how much does that cost?
100 quid.
Oh,
It costs 800 quid.
That's
If you
a
want a
joke.
PS5 that's going to run discs, you've got to spend £800.
ugh.
I feel like when you get to the for that money, just buy a PC. Just buy a computer.
And are they going to discontinue the PS5?
No.
Just buy that then.
No, they'll run. That solved your problem. Just
Yeah.
buy that. Apparently, it will have. No, let me get it properly. I know the differences, but let me get the words. The comparison. I don't want images. I want the fucking. Ugh, itchy eyeball. Apologies. The differences between the PS5 and the PS5 Pro, in my eyes, are very fucking minimal. So let's have a look. The GPU is apparently the GPU is really the star of the show, as Sony is saying it promises to have 67% more compute units and 28% faster memory yielding 45% faster rendering. but the CPU and storage speed in the PS5 Pro is unchanged. So while it should deliver 4K resolution and maintain 60 frames per second or greater, it's possible the console won't load or boot up games any faster. One of the talking points of it is that obviously when you flick from fidelity to performance mode, performance runs at a solid 60 frames or a targeted 60 frames per second. And fidelity normally drops it down to 30 frames, but tends to look a little bit better. When you actually run them side by side, I don't notice that much of a difference. Yeah. Like I know when I was playing God of War Ragnarok, I was playing it in fidelity. And then when I swapped over to performance, after Ash said, like, what are you doing? You notice immediately that frame change is so much better. And from a graphical point, not seeing much.
And yet, it just struggled to play Funko Fusion.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Yeah.
I need the Pro. If only there was a more powerful version of my PS5 that could run Funko Fusion. Yeah, that's weird. I put that in performance and it runs shitter than in fidelity. Fuck it. So you'll be able to run fidelity mode in 60 frames per second, which I kind of think, well, what does performance mode run like? What's the road? What's performance mode like then? If fidelity will now run at 60 frames per second, I don't really give a fuck either, to be fair, because everything looks gorgeous on a PS5 anyway. And one of the things that they showed off was a scene from Ratchet and Clank where they're in like an arena sort of area, and there's all trees and everything in the distance. Right. There's all trees in the distance, and they did a side-by-side comparison with the PS5 and the PS5 Pro, right? And they showed this scene and the graphical difference, and what they did is they zoomed in on the trees in the background and showed that the rendering was better. Great. And then on the PS5, these trees are like 100 foot in the background, and they showed to the guy, these look better.
These trees that you don't give a shit about.
300 quid, please. Who gives a fuck? No one cares. No one fucking cares. You go on YouTube, you watch a side-by-side comparison. It is so minutely different. Who gives a fuck?
Do you not think, though? As everyone knows, I'm Nintendo's bitch.
Mm-hmm.
But this, to me, so far, obviously I know that it's not out yet, but this, announcement and the way it's been taken, is this not proof of shut up until you've got something decent? Yeah. Rather than churn out something to the pressure of where's the Pro? Because you can imagine that's what it's been like.
I agree.
This is what happens because you look and you go, ugh.
But I also don't know who's been asking for a Pro. I don't know. I haven't.
Yeah, but inevitably, because people are always expecting more. They're always expecting the next thing.
Yeah, I get it. But at the same time, the PS5, and we've spoken about that at length before, where you have to plateau eventually.
Yeah.
You're right, we smiling at.
Absolutely.
And fucking smile. Got a problem? That was so hostile. What's your issue?
A little bit aggressive. Okay.
It's because we haven't had breakfast. That the technology has to plateau eventually, and you have to look in other directions. So, like the Pro is apparently going to have AI.
But will it have themes?
No.
Yeah.
Which, when I turned my PlayStation on yesterday, that's the first thing that popped into my head. I was like, just give us fucking themes back.
Yeah.
Let me customise the PlayStation. Give me themes.
Yeah.
I don't get why we ever took that away, because that would have been a source of revenue for artists creating those themes as well. And you had many, many, many free ones. And then you also had ones that came with specific games if you bought certain editions and everything. And I loved them. And I don't know why we're at this fucking default office block fucking UI for the PlayStation, because it's so fucking boring. It's so boring. I love my themes. I love my themes so much. Why we've got rid of them is fucking beyond me. It's so stupid. And yeah, let me continue reading.
So what was it about AI?
Blah, blah, blah. The biggest change for current PS5 owners here is that playing on a PS5 Pro will no longer require choosing between performance and fidelity modes. Oh, so they'll just completely get rid of them. But Sony could just move those goalposts with the PS5 Pro, since the upcoming console also supports 8K gaming. That's another point. The original PS5s, which is obviously my one,
Yeah.
we didn't throw away the box, did we?
You might have done.
I might have done.
I told you not to, but
I probably did. I'm pretty sure on the boxes they stated that they would be 8K compatible. And then on the later ones, they then removed that from the boxes.
you reckon?
Yeah, I believe so.
It does ring a bell, actually.
Yeah. For this purpose, because this is one of the selling points of the Pro, is that it will run 8K gaming.
Oh.
You fucking find an 8K monitor. Find one that's cheap. You try and buy one that's less than $3,000. Not possible.
No.
Not possible. So, yes, that's a fantastic selling point. So I've now got to spend £700 minimum, and then I've got to have an 8K gaming telly or an 8K monitor to be able to afford that. And me and Connor looked up the fucking prices, and I'm pretty sure the cheapest one he found was just over $2,000
Yeah.
for an 8K monitor. Mental behaviour. So for me as a selling point, not worth it. If I'm honest, not fucking worth it. Same with the side-by-side comparison. It's so minute, you're better off just getting a better telly. Or whatever screen you're using to play your PlayStation through, upgrade that before you upgrade the fucking PlayStation.
Yeah.
Because so far I have had zero issues with things like rendering times and fucking load up times of the PlayStation or anything like that, where I've genuinely sat there and thought they need to improve upon this.
Yeah.
There's been no reason. So that's also one of the things that they're banging on about. And it even says it in there. The difference there is that most people will not care, because who the hell owns an 8K TV right now?
Yeah.
Fucking no one. As for ray tracing, that's a feature that's been supported in the PS5 since launch, but the PS5 Pro's advanced ray tracing is promising to make it better with more dynamic reflections and light refractions. Basically, games with pretty lighting and lots of reflections should look a bit prettier. So far, ray tracing on the current PS5 has been a little lackluster compared to what's possible on PCs with high-end GPUs. Blah, blah, blah. So, better ray tracing. And then the PSSR AI-driven upscaler is the most technical software trick of the PS5 Pro's features. It's a lot like Nvidia's popular DLSS feature on PCs, and it's a post-processing asset that helps achieve higher frame rates at high resolutions. The standard PS5 uses more conventional anti-aliasing, while the PS5 Pro will utilise machine learning to scale things based on what's being actively rendered on your screen. It's one of those things that works in the background to tidy up small details. Again, it makes not a whole lot of difference. I mean, from my experience with rendering like that, and Nvidia's DLSS, I don't use it. But But I'm playing WoW. I find that when I switch all of that on, it actually makes it look a bit worse, because it's trying to give you more frames to make it run smoother, and in turn it slightly changes the graphics of it, and I find it normally degrades it slightly and in terms of performance, it's not making much difference. But again, I'm playing something like WoW, so it's
the sort of thing. Even if it did make it a bit better, to look at it side by side, and I go, oh, which one do you like better? Like, you're at the optician, 1 or 2, and you went, oh, that's better. I'll go, okay, would you pay £700 for it? You're probably going to go, no, you're all right.
No.
But then, that being said, again, back to the Switch, sorry. When they announced the OLED, and obviously it wasn't a Pro, but it was that, battery life, they changed the kickstand, the screen's a bit bigger, brighter, whatever. And it's something that initially, had they never brought out the Tears of the Kingdom version, probably still wouldn't have one. But then that's based off of, I've always wanted a Zelda edition of a console.
Yeah.
And never been able to get one.
You're welcome.
And actually, that being said, now, because I still haven't put, most storage is still on my original Switch. but I will reach for the OLED. So that tells you something. Like, and even just down to something as simple as the kickstand on the original Switch is like fucking
tiny,
3/4 of an inch wide, and on the left, whereas this one's now the entire back.
Makes sense.
Thing, and little things like that. Where on launch you might have been like, ugh, but then
it's
over
quality
time,
of life improvement.
Yeah, over time you go, oh shit, it's actually really cool. But so far with this, it is very much sounding like incredibly sort of minimal improvements on something that's already pretty sweet.
Yeah.
You know, like we're saying, and we've definitely said it before. I know as it's coming out of my mouth, I've said it before. Like when you're going up, I don't know, some tall building, skyscraper,
Skycrep.
or like the London Eye, whatever. If you've ever gone up a tourist attraction, after you hit a certain point, it all looks the fucking same. It doesn't matter if you've got, the sharpest glasses or whatever. You're at a point where your eyes are seeing what they're going to see, and that's that. Do you know what I mean? It kind of starts looking. It looks amazing, and then any higher, and then it starts looking shit again because you're too high.
Yeah.
And I think like graphically, of course, yes, it's always going to be able to improve. But I do think that we are at a point where it's pretty nuts. So then you going, oh yeah, but you can have this in 8K. The difference between 480p and even like 720, you go, oh wow, and then you go higher, and then now 4K and 8K is not as big of a jump as like 480 and 720 was.
But we have such a.
You know what I mean? Like it's close. That gap is now closing.
But it's
already crisp as fuck.
You can argue of you can have the stance of, yes, it's very expensive. 700 quid is a lot. And then that's not even the fact that this is a digital console. And then in order for you to have to play with disc, you have to buy an optional disc drive to run alongside it, which is £99.
Yeah.
So if you're upgrading from the PS5 to the Pro and a lot of your games are physical, you have to spend another 100 quid in order to play that. They boasted as well that there's like 2,000 or 3,000 PS4 games that are now going to be cross-compatible with the Pro. But I was like, the PS4 games are cross-compatible with PS5 anyway. So there must be something there that I'm missing, because I don't see why that would be a thing. I'm sure someone listening will know. But what was the point that I was trying to make?
I was saying about graphically that the difference is becoming quite minimal.
Yeah, I understand that eventually, like 8K tellies will become more and more popular. The same way as 4K tellies were. 4K was originally quite expensive. Now, fucking most tellies are 4K now. It's not hard to achieve having that.
I'm pretty sure that telly is, isn't it?
Yeah. And well, remember when I used to play with the Samsung telly, and then I moved everything into here, and the difference on it, I was like, wow, that's fucking incredible. Whereas now you're used to it.
Welcome.
So you get a better telly, and then so on and so on. So 8K will follow the same pathway, where more and more becomes available, and then naturally it becomes cheaper because it becomes much more mainstream, easier to produce, blah, blah, blah. However, I understand that with that thought process, eventually it's going to come in handy to have a console that will be able to facilitate that. But I just feel like it's not the case right now.
No,
it's not. It's really not. And especially when you have a player base with PlayStation screaming out for exclusives, better exclusive. It's just more games on the fucking PS5. And when you have when you have people within Sony now saying we need more exclusives, and we need to call on some of the old hits, which you 100% can, and I've said it multiple times in the last couple of episodes, games like Days Gone 2.
Yeah.
Why the fuck you would not, why you would can the idea of having a Days Gone 2 because it's not popular enough. It's got a massive cult following. It's fucking incredible. Why you wouldn't do that is beyond me. And then IPs like Resistance was fucking incredible when I was playing PlayStation when I was growing up. Killzone used to be the OG next to fucking next to what's his fucking name? The little sack boy, Planet.
Oh,
What's the fucking name of it?
Little Big Planet.
Little Big Planet. You used to have PlayStation run alongside with Little Big Planet or fucking Killzone. Those were your two main things. And then they turned Little Big Planet into Sackboy and then fucking whatever. And Killzone just got dropped. That was it. Just nope, not interested anymore. And in a world where you've got Call of Duty that is absolutely dominating the first-person shooter genre, and Battlefield has fallen off of a fucking cliff, with 2042 just having such a rough time, and where it's now apparently quite decent. The damage is done. People aren't interested. Killzone, I feel like, could be the answer to trying to combat that, or at least get into that space, because it was so fucking good. So good, and the graphics of it were incredible for the time. And I just feel like you've got people screaming for all of these things. People don't want another console. They want more variety on the console that they've got. Such a cunt to get hold of a PS5 early days on. Can still be a fucker now.
Yeah.
And you think, for all that fight and effort, and then there was nothing. I remember getting the PS5, and then when everyone was asking me what it's like, you go, yeah, it's good, but you don't need it. You don't need it. At the time,
well, you
no
cancelled
point.
it initially, didn't you?
Yeah. Whereas now, there is more of a relevance to having it because, again, like I've been saying, they're dropping more and more of the PS4 compatibility of it. A game comes out, it's only Funko Fusion. It's PS5 only.
Yeah.
Can't get that on PS4. Space Marine 2, PS5 only. Can't get it on PS4 because you have to. If you want these games to still look great, you can't keep pandering to PS4 because everything has to eventually go up. And it's been a long gap. How long's the PS5 been out? What, like
3 years, 4 years?
3-4 years, something like that.
November 21 or 2020. It was either 2020 or 21. I can't remember. I want to say
something
21.
Like that. Either way, it's been out for a while. So you've had enough of a gap to warrant the moving on process.
It was November 2020.
There you go. So
lockdown.
So it's, yes, now that you have that call, but for a pro version with what on the surface seems like such minute things, because the PS5 isn't a fucking slouch. It's a powerhouse in itself, and it's capable of some very, very extreme games.
Yeah.
And I just feel like it hasn't been utilised enough. But that's not to say the introduction of a pro version would prevent that. I just feel like there would have been a lot of effort to go into the pro, and with such a big price gap, it's like, put the money back into the gaming.
Yeah.
Not the fucking console. You come out with the Portal, no one fucking wants it. Waste of time and money. And then you've come out with a Pro. Everyone loves the Pro. Everyone wants things to be a little bit beefier. Not the right time, in my opinion. You've already got the PS5. It's already beefy as it is. We didn't need a Pro version yet.
No.
I don't see why we needed that.
I'm trying to find, just you keep saying Pro, reminded me. The obviously the new iPhone's coming out on the 20th. And the Pro, there was a thing about gaming. The A18 Pro chip powers unrivaled intelligence and unprecedented performance and a huge leap in battery life.
Can you talk a bit louder, please?
Oh, sorry. I just needed to cough. But yeah, massive leap in battery life, and the chip is like mega powerful. Because what they do is, which I forgot annoyingly, every time they announce the new phone, they discontinue the Pro line of the previous year.
Right.
So to stop you buying the previous Pro for cheaper, you can still get it around, but not from Apple themselves.
Yeah.
But it's looking pretty meaty. It's quite cool because I think the gap, speaking of gaps being too close together, apparently the gap between the 13 and the 14 was like embarrassingly small. And it was ultimately financially smarter to get a 13 if you know, it's a couple of little shit bits. But from what I've seen of this one, it does look quite cool. I probably won't be going for it because obviously, you know, mortgage and whatnot. But where's the bit about gaming? But then you got apparently Apple Intelligence that's being introduced in December, which is it sounds pretty nuts.
Why? What is that?
Oh, hang on, let me just find the.
Because those types of phones have been the forefront for gaming phones for a while now.
Yeah, a phenomenally powerful chip. This is just about the chip. A18 Pro enables Apple Intelligence with a faster neural engine, an improved CPU and GPU, a big jump in memory bandwidth. It also drives advanced video and photo features like camera control, which is like a new button. You know, like how old phones used to have a camera button? It's just coming back.
Oh, you mean like what this phone has?
Where? Yeah, that's
Hold on.
embarrassing, isn't it?
I thought we did have a camera button, no?
It doesn't.
Does it not?
No.
This whole time?
Yeah, no. You can probably use
I thought we did.
No, you can probably use your down key to take a picture.
Oh, what you mean like that, where I can just press it twice?
Yeah.
Like a camera button?
Yeah, but it's not a dedicated camera button, is it? Anyway.
Well, I mean.
So, and it delivers...
Look at that.
Our best ever graphics performance for AAA gaming. With up to 2 times faster hardware accelerated ray tracing, the A18 Pro makes games look and feel beautifully lifelike with more fluid graphics and realistic lighting. And with game mode in iOS 18, you'll get better sustained frame rates for continuous play and improved responsiveness if you're using wireless controllers and AirPods. And it's up to 2 times faster hardware accelerated ray tracing than the A17 Pro, which is obviously in the previous phone. Up to 4 more hours of battery life. A huge leap. An internal optimized design fits larger batteries, which work together with the Pro chip to deliver incredibly powerful, efficient performance. And then you can snap on the new MagSafe charger for even faster wireless charging. So essentially you get up to 33 hours of video playback and up to 27 hours on the 33 hours on the Pro Max and 27 hours on the Pro. So obviously you can put a bigger battery in the Pro Max. But the Apple Intelligence thing, oh my God, also it's got satellite. So if you have no signal, you can still call.
Cool.
Yeah, well, cool. When you don't have phone service or Wi-Fi, it can connect to a satellite so you can get urgent help that you need. Included free for 2 years. So if you're very conservative with your phone and you don't buy a new one in 2 years, then soz if you crash, you're on your own. But no, Apple Intelligence, if I find the thing about it, because I don't want to waffle, it's basically is AI, but they assure you that it's mega private.
Oh, that's not fucking delving in. Yeah, of course.
Of
course.
Right. Built into your phone, iPad and Mac to help you write, express yourself and get things done effortlessly. It draws on your personal context while setting a brand new standard for privacy in AI. It powers new writing tools, helping you find just the right words virtually everywhere that you write. With enhanced language capabilities, you can summarize an entire lecture in seconds, get the short version of a long group thread, and minimize unnecessary distractions with prioritized notifications. So it basically knows what you want to see or not see, which is weird. It can proofread for you. It can rewrite for you. It'll prioritize your notifications and prioritize messages in mail. It can reveal a summary of a long email and cut to the chase. That's creepy.
See,
it's making us so lazy. It's giving Wall-E.
See, there will be loads and loads of people that would look at that and then they would go, absolutely not. I don't want fucking any of that. I love the idea of that. I love the idea of picking up my phone and it just fucking knowing me inside out and knowing exactly what I want to see and what I want to do. Like picking this up and then it just going, there you go, done. I go, thanks so much. Thank you. That's what I've paid over £1,000 for. Thank you for doing things for me.
So I used to, when I was at university, I would record every lecture on my phone and I would also type out notes and stuff. And I used to write like 2,000 words a lecture because of it was, it's quite quick. And like sometimes I would a lot of the time I wouldn't listen back, but the idea was if I needed to, I could. So having that, so here it says, hit record in notes or phone to capture audio recordings and transcripts. Then we'll generate summaries of transcripts so you can get the most important information at a glance. You can reduce interruptions in all new focus mode because obviously it has focus anyway. So like I've set you to come through regardless of what my phone's on. Kind of thing. And then it ends up being something like a bum or something. And then, showing you ones that might need immediate attention, like a text about picking up your child from nursery later today. Use a smart reply in mail to quickly draft an email response with all the right details. Image-wise, you could create your own emojis now. You can tell it to create one.
That's going to be a fucking mess.
A rough sketch into a related image that complements your notes with image wand. There's lots of stuff really. I mean, it's in terms.
Do we
of,
have a price point?
Yes. Oh, hang on, wait. With Siri, deeply integrated Siri. Double tap, you can type to Siri from anywhere in the system when you don't want to speak out loud. That's fucking handy. I mean, at the minute, I do think that Siri is a bit annoying in the sense that, to me, with all the things that the iPhone can do, and I go, hey, the word, so that I don't activate my phone, play my Spotify. And he goes, you'll need to unlock your iPhone first. And you think, well, it's me. You're supposed to know my voice. I'm telling you, fucking play Spotify. And it's like... The
phone assistants are shit. Fucking Google Assistant, Siri, Bixby.
It just needs to be, I think... but then that's probably down to like a break in the chain between Siri and Spotify. It's probably that Spotify hasn't allowed that kind of thing. And perhaps if my phone was unlocked, I've never tried it, because 9 times out of 10 you're asking because you're not getting fucking hands free because you're either driving or, you know, whatever reason. You can't. If I could fucking unlock my phone, I wouldn't be asking you to do something for me.
The ability to have your phone away from you and then just talk to it and get it to do the things that you're asking it to do never happens. It never happens.
And like a lot of the time, like, so if I'm driving now, because my car UI is shocking. If I need to call you, I'll press my watch and I'll say call Reese, and it'll go, do you want to call Reese Langdon? And I'll go, yes. But then sometimes, for whatever reason, like, so if I wanted to call Alyssa, I've still got her old number, so it just goes, which one? And I go, Alyssa. Which one? Alyssa? I don't know which one. I don't fucking know which one. I don't know the numbers. Which one?
You should go. You know the. Yeah, look at the phone logs.
How about the one that I text all the fucking time?
Yeah,
that one.
Let's ring the one that I ring normally.
Yeah,
let's do that, please.
And so I could imagine. My hope is for Apple Intelligence, perhaps because it says old number, new number, it might go, oh, did you mean new number? Yeah. The difference between old and new, chances are, Mr. AI, I'm going to want new. You know what I mean? Something like that would be so nice.
I think Apple and Samsung are both pioneering the use of AI.
ChatGPT seamlessly integrated.
Yeah.
But yeah, go on.
Because I haven't read into it, but obviously where me and you are both looking at getting new phones.
For you.
I was looking at the S24 Ultra, and then the difference between the 24 Ultra and the 23 Ultra is not massive, and a lot of people are saying, get the 23 if you're looking to upgrade, but you don't want to spend like the mega money. The difference is negligible.
Yeah.
And people are saying sort of like, if you've got a 23 Ultra, maybe wait for the 25 Ultra before you start bumping up, because it's just, I think it's like the camera is slightly different, and I'm not bothered.
So the 16 Pro, which is same size as what I've got here, starts at $999. So
they always get you with that though. Starts.
So it's $1,000. And then the Pro Max starts at $1,199, so $1,200. But when you think this in 2020 was $1,200, so it is somewhat lower.
Yeah.
Right, as a price point. So like I would always go for the Pro because I've got small hands, and the Pro Max makes me want to like I get wanting a bigger screen. I think if I was really using it for gaming and whatnot, then you might go, oh, okay, like I'll go a little bit bigger. But personally, I much prefer using my phone with one hand. That's my personal payoff for not choosing, like, ever going for a max size. Well, they used to be called like X something or other. So that starts you off with 1,000. Will start you off with 128 gig. Then for 256, it's 1,100. Again, these are all 099, but I'm just rounding up. 512 is 1,300, and a terabyte is 1,500. And obviously, I think the highest cloud plan you can get is 2 terabyte, and that will run you like, is that what I'm on? Yeah, that's what I'm on, I think. At the moment, I think it's $8.99 a month now. It used to be $6.99 a month.
Well, I think even I'm paying now, aren't I, for storage? I don't know how much it is.
And like that's probably only going to go up. And I think if you were using it, you know, like the example that they used is like they're shooting adverts and stuff like on this phone, which they've been doing for the last couple of years. Like a lot of their stuff, like all the promo stuff, is allegedly shot and, you know, filmed using the phone that they're advertising to show you just how
Definitely
good it is.
isn't. It 100%
No, well, yeah, but you say that, but they are incredibly fucking powerful.
Or they'll be using the phone with a shitload of other stuff
Of course.
thrown in amongst it.
And
Like you imagine the entire fucking movie set and there's just an iPhone in the middle, but you've got all the lighting, all the fucking sound recording, you've got everything that you could possibly need to make that look as perfect as possible.
But then do you not think though that comes from they know how to get the best out of the settings that they provide?
Oh yeah,
And,
100%.
They've very much, increasingly so, brought that software to the forefront, like where you can customize it yourself. Back in the day, like my first iPhone, it was take a picture. You can might be able to up the exposure with your finger. Now, well, fuck me. You can you're doing
so
shutter
much.
speed. You're doing all sorts of. And this camera button, this is what it does. You can slide your finger, and it will change to what it will zoom, or it will change the aperture and whatnot. But what you're actually seeing as well in out and about in life, it was a video of I think it was Taylor Swift, and you'd swear they were stood right near her, and it was so fucking, the audio was amazing, the video quality was really cool, and then actually they zoomed out and they were quite far away. And even I was sat with Meg, and she's got, I don't know what one she's got, but I think she's got maybe the 13, and I've got the 11 Pro, so she's quite old. This phone is getting knocked off now. It's ever so starting now to be cut off. Not from updates, but just from trade-ins and stuff. They're like, yeah, keep that, babe. We don't want that shit back. Whereas literally last month they would have given me maybe nearly £200 for it, and now it's dropped to 145. You think it's gonna keep going down. But even my having that extra camera versus Meg's one being a software zoom, it's still better because it's that, a lens.
Physical, yeah.
And now what they're saying is it's essentially like the telephoto lenses that would run you thousands on their own, and obviously they weigh easily over a kilogram, and obviously are fucking huge. It's basically going, oh no, just take your iPhone. You can just take your iPhone now. Don't worry about it. Those things are becoming available. The software, even between from a camera wise, the mirrorless SLR. So instead of having that bulk and that noise, which is the mirror engaging, they're like, oh, we can actually do this using software rather than hardware. And it was never the same, but it's becoming the same, if not better. In the sense of, okay, fine, it might not be 100%, but what if it's 93% and you're carrying a tiny phone and not 8 bits of kit?
Yeah.
And I think, again, say from the gaming point of view, okay, fine, it's a smaller screen and it, but you can go wherever you like, and you can it can keep up with the games that you are wanting to play.
They're the powerhouses of mobile gaming. When you look at the specs and everything, it is always iPhone sits pretty much at the top, or it's Samsung.
Yeah.
One of those two. They flutter between the two, but they sit firmly on top, because obviously Apple's trying to delve into the gaming world with their gaming PC. Obviously, in the land of PC gaming, that's going to get laughed out the door all day. It just will. I feel like with the likes of Nvidia, you are never ever 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 going to overtake that. So
aren't you?
I don't think so. But the mobile gaming space, fucking all up for grabs, and I feel like Apple is doing extremely well in that area because they're a very, very smart company. Very, very smart, and they've got a shit ton of money.
Yeah.
So, and what is their fucking number one selling thing? It's the iPhone.
Yeah.
So, if you can then have your best selling product be your flagship for breaking into the biggest industry in the world, then fucking why not? Why would you not? Because more people have an iPhone than they do have a Mac.
Yeah.
So, if you can make that thing as powerful as you can, and then make it your flagship for gaming, and then anything that you have to do with the gaming world, you can utilize that with your new iPhone. It seems very, very smart because their gaming PCs are mega expensive, and with that price point, you're not going to be able to beat what's been solidified in the PC world with Intel, Nvidia, and things like that. It's all that stuff still very, very expensive, but compared to like Apple prices, I'm not going to spend $4,000 on an Apple PC. I'll spend $2,000 on fucking something else that will be almost twice as powerful 9 times out of 10. That's not me speaking from experience. That's just from what I perceive that space to be, because I'm not a nerd with that kind of stuff. I can't build a PC. If you told me to fucking put one together, like part wise, what I need, I'm lost.
Yeah.
But it's.
But then I think, go on.
It's just the. To me, it seems like a clever space to try and get into.
Yeah.
Is the mobile gaming, because it's especially in Asian countries, mobile gaming is fucking huge. It's massive, and obviously you've got your gaming phones like the Red Magic and the Black Shark and the Lenovo Legion and the Razer phone and things like that. So you've got phones that are specifically designed for gaming.
Yeah.
But to have a phone that will only suffice for gaming and then be mediocre at everything else isn't.
Well, is that what you're saying? It is.
No. Gaming phones like the Lenovo Legion
it
and the
falls
Razer
short
phone,
in other areas.
the cameras aren't good, or they're just not designed for day-to-day use.
And that's something.
Whereas the iPhone is.
Yeah, and I will. If you think like I didn't have an iPhone till I was about 18, 19. I was Android all the way. Not for any like thingy. Just it was more because it was affordable. You could get an Android. You could like iPhones seemed so like, oh my god, no, that's what everyone else has. Like not in like a poor me sort of thing, but just in a that's the way it went. Because very much like how you and I the other day in Camden. No, we won't get the big posh dessert. We've already done all that, but we'll get a ice bun from M&S, and it was fucking lovely. Yeah. That kind of thing. You're always going to be, or more likely to be the way that you've always been, with stuff like that. If I can get something for cheaper, then I will.
I'm going to do it.
Even like we've just been weighing up with the Ps5 Pro, I'm going to stick with what I got, thanks. But I think Apple, what they do very well, having been in a firm camp of both, is just so easy. It's so easy. Like even because I had an iPod Touch, that one of the last, I think it was one of the last iPods, the Touch, which was basically like a mini iPhone, could do pretty much everything except phone someone. You could FaceTime, you could iMessage, you could do everything except it didn't have cellular. And even something like that, and at that time having a Windows laptop, the communication between the two of them, it was there. There you go, there's iTunes, but it was shocking. When I first got a Mac, it was like, oh yeah, crack on. The communication between devices is unmatched. I think it's genuinely unmatched. They have cracked that in a way that no one else has. And incrementally, they've taken over. I ended up, and it was like, oh, okay. And then especially with photography, like the screen quality, again, I think the Retina, as much as you can get very, very high quality, and it's not in across the board, like you say, for gaming and stuff. Of course, yes, PC has that down, and the screens and stuff. But I do think that the Retina screen is mad. I can't describe it any better than that. Like you agree with me, right? Like that
is it patent?
Yeah. Retina, yeah. I cannot describe the difference that it makes. You might as well be looking at the real photograph in terms of editing and photographs and stuff. It's nuts. It is absolutely nuts. And I just think going forward, that's only going to grow. and I think even something like giving into the whole, I mean, I know they didn't have a choice, but like the USB-C thing, it will get to a point where you're going to have like one power cord for everything and be able to chop and change with what you're doing. We're sat here now and the phones that we have are meeting it even now, even with what we've got now and the relatively old things, like power wise and hardware wise, it is becoming, the scales are starting to tip, and if not already, like we're years behind essentially what is out now. It's going to blow our fucking minds when we do get new phones. I think.
I also feel like it's it's very specifically down to the user, in that. So like this laptop, for example, fucking 1,800 quid's worth of a laptop.
Yeah.
And I don't know half the shit that it can do. Half of it. Even down to something as simple as overclocking the GPU and the CPU. You can do that manually on this. I have no idea how that works. I don't know what that does, so I'm not even squeezing every ounce of fucking power out of that. Same with my phone, same with your phone. You'll obviously be far more, I feel like, technologically advanced than I am when it comes to that sort of stuff, especially like settings-wise and like gimmicky things that the normal user might not necessarily know about. But if you hand me a brand new iPhone, I'm not going to use 70% of the features that are in it.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how to use them. And I'm so used in my mindset and how I use a phone that unless it makes my life a hell of a lot easier, chances are I'm not going to use it. Like the voice assistant. I'm sure there's a lot of people that love that. Never fucking use it. You can have that so you've got two separate windows open at the same time, so I can have YouTube playing in one half of the screen and then everything else in the other half of the screen. I'm sure there's people that use that all the time. Never used it. I got into it like twice, didn't like it, get me the fuck away from it. I'm not touching that. I'm not bothered by it.
Yeah.
So it's, while yes, having new phones will blow your minds, I feel like your mind's going to be blown more than mine is. Because as long as I can fucking get Google Maps up and then all of my apps that are currently on that phone will go onto the next phone and I can use them the same way I'm using them now, I'm fine. Everything else is a plus.
But then in that mind, then why do you want the top one?
Just because mine's getting fucking old and dying.
Well, yeah, but why not just get a lower one that's new? Or is it because it's just that like...
No, because it's you don't use the features until you have them. Having access to the features is how you... No, it is though. It's how you get... You have to be given something in order to be able to get used to it. No, you know what I mean?
I do.
That fucking little slidey button on the new iPhone. Amazing, wonderful thing. But until I give that to you, you don't know how good that is.
Yeah, if you're going to use it
Someone
or not.
has to fucking use it for you to know how good it is. People have used the newer phones that we're looking into and are saying how good they are. So you want to upgrade.
No, do you mean in the sense of, say, like on your phone you've got maybe 1,000 photos, not even that?
Probably something like that,
yeah. And like, so I have maybe like nearly 60,000 photos. So you think, okay, on a base data level, I'm probably going to use the camera more.
Yeah.
And I think, yeah, I mean, there's probably people that have bought your laptop and it's like Graham from accounts and he just reads his emails on it and then turns it off again. You know what I mean? But he just like, oh, I like that one. That kind of thing. Like, I see what you mean. Like,
people,
it's going to be different.
A lot of people use their phones for a lot of different things. Like, I use mine for work.
Yeah.
For everything I do at work, I use on my phone. I can get a work phone, but I can't be asked to carry two phones around. So I use navigation a hell of a lot on my phone, Google Maps, and trying to pinpoint locations and look at things, and then flicking between different apps and files and shit, and writing stuff down and trying to copy stuff. And so whilst I don't obviously have to take photos for work, but whilst I don't use the camera a lot, there's other things that I do on my phone that you might not specifically do. You open up Google Maps on my phone, like if there was able to be a data thing, I guarantee you I'm using Google Maps more than you are.
Oh, 100%.
So I'll be having to deal with a lot more niggly things that you might necessarily not have to deal with because you're not opening maps every single day.
Yeah.
That I am.
Would you want a bigger screen one?
Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
I'd want a
interesting,
bigger
isn't it?
screen because of things like maps, and because it seems so trivial, but when you're having to do it every single time, like we go all around London, every single underground station there is, we go to, and like me and Connor know maybe 90% of them, but there's always that one station that might catch you out, and I don't have to, but I want to look on Google Maps or a satellite photo and something and be able to zoom in and see details and figure stuff out. And like I say, with the work that we do, just having a phone that's more capable of doing the like admin side of shit, which you'd think, well, every phone can do that, but the phone's old.
Yeah.
I want a new phone. All right, you're listening. I want one.
Yeah.
And I just,
Do you know what I hate about Google Maps? They've got rid of the go button. I put work in and then click go, and it would tell me how long it would take me to get to work, and they fucking got rid of it.
no, that's still there.
No, it's not.
Yeah, you just don't have to hover over it anymore.
What do you mean?
I'll show you.
No, it just says you now. It used to say go, and now it says you.
What do you mean go?
It used to say go, and I could click work, and it would go.
What, you mean like work
No,
and then start?
no, I don't have that.
Yeah, but you're using a fucking iPhone as well, so Google Maps is different.
Right, but the point is, it used to be there, and now it's not.
Well, it's
I
still
don't
there for
want to
me.
No, it's not.
What are you after?
There was a button here that said go, and I had work on it,
Yeah.
and I didn't have to press all these fucking buttons to get to see how long it would take me to get to work. I used to just be able to click go, and it would tell me when I would fucking get there. I would press go, and it would say,
Yeah, they've just
29
moved in there.
minutes.
Work.
No,
It's exactly the same thing that you're saying right now.
you're a bumhole.
So, yeah.
No, yeah, but I don't have that. I don't want to go to the chemist.
Right, everyone, it's been lovely speaking to you. We'll catch you later. Ooroo.
Yeah, uru.